Hello and welcome. My name is Ajaxpost and this is Computer Tycoon. Apologies for the slightly longer than normal delay between this and the last episode. Been kind of a busy couple of weeks for me. Haven't had much time to sort out recordings and uploadings and stuff, but hopefully back in the game now, obviously back in the game now, and getting on with it. Now, this is more or less where we left off last time, beginning of 1979, and I'm still marginally the largest seller in the global market, but my advantage has been eaten away by, in particular, for some reason, Big Computer. I'm not quite sure why. Okay, so I don't need to press that, let's press that instead. If we have a quick check on my computers, we don't need our archive products on the screen. Let's take a look at our latest ones. Okay, so we've got a couple of... this one's not selling so much, is it? I think this is the trick. We need to start selling money because I wanted to move into and open up a new site in South Korea to add research. Though interestingly enough, in one of the forums...
have researched a new technology.
Oh, okay, right. Which kind of fits in, if you heard the lady's sonorous, is that the correct word, voice, saying I've researched a new technology. Which is kind of where I was going in my opening remarks anyway. Is read a forum post recently, on Steam, of course, for the game, saying that... Glass teletype is what I've just researched, is that in the earlier years of the game, it is best to build up as much money as you can by selling as many units as you can, and achieve that sort of dominant market position, and then you can sort of at a more leisurely pace concentrate on research and building up the very best computer, because without the market dominance you may not have the sort of headroom on your bank balance to cope with some very aggressive AI competitors. And I've been kind of trying to mix and match both competitive market selling and research. Now, my previous forte was in the performance of my machines. They were the best performing in the entire, out of all the competitors. But I noticed just before I started recording this that when I did a feedback on the last machine I built, it had changed. This is now the most prestigious desktop computer on the market. Our computer's brutal data are the fastest, which I think is the position we held previously. Brutal data has the best quality. Brutal data has everything, which is interesting when you look at the market position, certainly at the end of last year, of brutal data, the red guys. They were very static. They've not made much in terms of sales inroads. So maybe they're the guys concentrating on the research at the moment rather than sales. Now anyway, yes, we just heard that I had a new display option, glass teletype. Thank goodness for that. So we need to create that new hardware. So this was a display. So it's not blinking buttons and not blinking indicator lights anymore, which is that thing. It's an actual visual display unit, a bit like an oscilloscope by the look of it there. Now, fortunately, I'm not first to the marketplace by the look of it on this. My competitors have also got something in this realm. So let's use that, shall we? So we'll create this. What should we call it? See me scream. Yes, I'm trying to be imaginative in the naming of my products. It won't last long and it won't be terribly exciting, but I'm doing my best. Right, so let's create our new computer. We'll start it from scratch, shall we, I think. It's a home computer. Look at that. It looks like that now with a screen on and little diskettes, because I have got diskettes on my available to me. This will be the base model, so we'll just sort of put it in with keyboard, fax and printer. Okay, which gives me features of 20. The memory will be the best performing memory, which is memory 01. I didn't need to check that, I need to click it there. I'll double click it there, that's better. CPU, and my best performing CPU is that one. Hang on, what was that again? Oh, that's the cost. I was looking at the cost. It's performance. There we go. Yes, so it's that one. Removable media, and we'll use our best 5-inch floppy diskette. Does anyone remember 5-inch floppy diskettes? I'm sure you do. There's no graphics card at this stage of the game. Power supply, we've only got the one really, which is that one. Storage, got the old Winchester motherboard. Oh, we'll use the one with sound because that has the most features and is the best quality. That is quite an impressive quality figure. The display, this is the See Me screen. Oh yeah. And the operating system is still the OS. Can't do it. Okay. And we will call this one Tectron 79-1. Yes, my naming convention has not changed. Okay, so we'll save that design and we will create the prototype.
Your new computer model went into the testing phase.
In the meantime, let's carry on looking at our computer sales. The Gamer, although it's the most prestigious, isn't selling, which is curious. And in fact, are any of my machines selling? No, up here. Oh, no, those two just clicked over. Right, we need to reduce the price on this one then, I think. Oh yeah, I'm above the recommended price, so if we take that to 2009, does that help at all? Yep, that's getting a few units sold there. A couple more would be nice. And it is selling slowly. Okay. Right, we're making quite good progress on our bank balance. We're still getting tens of thousands per day. Right, anything else not selling? Yeah, these old ones, I think.
One of your computer models became outdated.
And now that's an interesting comment, that actually, because I've already archived that unit. So I think, again, that's a little something that perhaps we can sort of polish off.
Your new computer model is polished.
Talking of polish, which we polish off in the final release of the game, is that it won't sort of remind you about outdated technology that you've already archived, because I have. Right, so let's go and look at our Tectron 79-1. And what do we want to sell it for? Let's actually, if we get our feedback on that before we price it up. Yeah, we're not competitive.
Your new computer model is polished.
Yes, you've said that once already. Thank you. And we were going to price that one up, so we'll make it a reasonable price, 2200, not 22,000. And market. Oh, we're getting sales. Excellent. Right, so we can copy this design and make our gamer version of it, which is the one with the joystick and the gun unit or whatever it is that we've got. So we'll save that, come out of there, back in, and the accessories will be, we'll have the joystick on this one. Everything else is pretty much the same. So we'll create that prototype.
Your new computer model went into the testing phase.
Okay, right, so, right, it looks like, yes, when we first came into the game, we were losing out in Malawi
You have researched a new technology.
To the other company, the Blue Technology. I'll just pause this for a second so I can focus. I can't do two things at once, let alone anymore. Yes, when we came in, the Blue Company. Who are the Blue Company? Come on, tell me. IBN. Ooh, font issues. Oh, which reminds me, yes, you might have noticed, I should have said this right at the outset. We're still awaiting the next sort of big update to the game. Andres is still providing updates to the Steam forum, which is great, always sort of checking in and keeping the players and the potential players updated as to how he's doing and what's happening. It's always good to sort of have that knowledge that you're not just sat waiting for something that might or might not turn up. But he did tinker a little bit and did sort of polish off, it's that word polish again, change a few things in the graphical interface. I was waving my hands at the screen, but that's not terribly helpful to you. Yes, we've now got the top bar is now split into two. So we've got the date and the sort of overall market area and market percentages, and then the actual production demand and capacity as well as the sort of figures, the bank balance and the daily profit income. He's also tidied this up again, so this bar, rounded corners again on all the sort of dialogue boxes. This is no longer a single rather dull bar across the bottom. It's a slightly sexier little bar in the middle there. All very nice. Now where was I actually going to go? Oh, research. Oh, it's the gun controller. Oh, I could add that to my gamer machine, couldn't I? Right, now this is interesting. What can I do on here? On the computer, can I... Oh, it's being polished. Now, unfortunately, I can't archive this one just yet. Now, what I'm going to do, actually, is once that has been through the polishing, the prototyping phase, I'm going to cancel it. You don't appear to be able to cancel a computer immediately here. So let's actually do that now. We'll call this one the Gamer Pro, just to make it different from my original Gamer. Okay, we'll save that. And the Gamer Pro will have the addition of the gun controller. You don't really need a fax machine on one of these, do you? We'll take the fax machine off. Okay, and we will create the prototype. Yep.
Your new computer model went into the testing phase.
So, yeah, it loses a bit in features because the fax machine has been taken out. But to be honest, if you're a gamer, what on earth do you want with a fax machine? I mean, you might not even actually want a printer, to be honest. But, well, you're getting one anyway, because I like to provide you with every possible feature you can have. Now, I was looking at the sales of all these old products of mine. I think we can ditch a few of these, definitely. That one will archive you. Thank you, you're gone. Which ones? Let's speed up a little bit further. Now, the suspicion, and I think I possibly mentioned this in a previous episode, that if you've got your old and less good models in the marketplace, they sort of hold back sales of your current and better models.
Your new computer model is polished.
Okay, now that is probably the first gamer version. Market, archive. We don't want that one on the market at all, because we're waiting for the Pro to come through. Yeah, I was just looking at these, wasn't I? We're still selling... Yeah, we're still selling very old models there, still. The Office... Yeah, we don't need that one anymore. We've got bigger and better Office machines. Yes, because interestingly, we don't want that one either. My profit figures, my daily profit figures, are still doing very well. In fact, they appear to be sort of going up as a general trend. Although my market share is barely shifting at all.
Your new computer model is polished.
Right, okay, so this is the Gamer Pro. Let's get some feedback on that. Most prestigious again. I like that. Okay, so can we use that to give it a proper price? So we'll call it 2022 and 10. Will that work? Or not? By the look of it, not. Yeah, the recommended price does appear to be, yeah, quite accurate. 2199 then. That's better. We're selling. Right, now just pause this for a second while I mull over South Korea. Let's. Whoops. Oh! I hadn't noticed that. You can drag these down. Wait, is that new? Oh, right. I hadn't noticed that before. I was just trying to drag the map around. That's right. Fascinating. Right, sorry. Let's go screw everyone up, isn't it? I'll have those on the other side of the screen. Right, South Korea here is rich, so I could use that to add in more research capabilities, which I could do. I'm getting around 20,000 computer technology dollars a day, and a new site will cost me a tenth of that. Well, just over. I think we can do that. I think we can. We'll say yes to that. So here's our new windy site. We'll build a office, which costs me another 1,000 per day, and the laboratory, again, this is going to cost me a good deal less than that, because I'm going to get the country wealth and the office bonus when that's finished building. Right, so that should give me another point. How many points does that give me in research? Just the one. It's not a lot, but every point counts. Why do I keep hitting that button when I want to go out? Right, it's this map here. Right, so I'm got different games running, and I'm getting mixed up between the left and the right mouse buttons. Look, I'm doing reasonably well everywhere. Yeah, my market percentage is going up okay. Let's have a look at research. So we're currently researching the new BIOS. We should add features and functionality. What do we need? What needs to be researched next? Now, performance always used to be my big thing, but those performance improvements cost a lot in research time. So should I be focusing on prestige perhaps? Are they cheaper? Should I look at this? What's a composite monitor? Using the TV at home rather than a dedicated computer display. That kind of fits in with the gamepad, doesn't it? You'll never get back the time that you lose here. I was never a console or gamepad player at all. I started on PCs and stayed with them. That's been the entirety of my computer experience. Okay, that's not too expensive actually, so we could do that one. What's the cheapest thing? Cheapest thing, right, is the noise reduction, which improves the quality, but it does cost a little bit to. It adds a little bit extra, 38, nearly 40 production points. That's a bit pricey when it comes to building them. But that's a nice thing to have. Well, let's just add that to the list. The gamepad is a bit more expensive. Let's do that. Well, I do have a mix of countries, both. Let's unpause the game again. I do have a mix of countries that I'm marketing into, both rich and poor. So I need to be able to offer good quality products at good prices, as well as cheaper and more value for money units, isn't it? That's the term.
Your building upgrade has completed.
Okay, so that's the office that's been built in South Korea, and hopefully the next
upgrade has completed.
There we are. We've now got 10 research points. Excellent. Right, how's my sales doing? This one's not doing so well. What if we change that down to 1899? That's quite a good quality machine at a good price, isn't it not? And apparently the market thinks no. Okay, one final price reduction there. Again, market specifics I think are one of the things that is being worked on in the roadmap for this game. Which, a reminder, in case you hadn't already noticed, this is an early access game still. The creation of a single independent developer. He's done a cracking job so far. That looks very expensive. That is very expensive for what it is. So let's take that down to 1900. Are we selling any more of these? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, I'm losing my profits of actually no, the profit reduction is fair enough actually, because I've got now an extra site, so those costs are coming from there. Okay, let's take you down to that. Is that going to prompt anyone to buy this old machine? It's 2 years old now, which of course is a lifetime in computer terms. Yeah, those two appear to be out of step with the marketplace. So, yeah, let's be brutal. Let's take them off the market. They last a year, and that's about it. We'll archive that one too. Okay, and talking of marketing, which we've not looked at all today, billboard marketing, value for money in Germany. Oh, because Germany is actually a poverty-stricken country, so that's fair enough. Do I want any? I want to. Is there anywhere I'm actually competing against somebody where I'm losing out? No. Bosnia. No, I'm losing out. It's only a small country though. I think every other country I'm in. Unfortunately, it's not easy to see which countries you're in. Actually, no, you can. You can say area of. There's your overlay. Right, so Laos. Well, no translate. I'm winning there. That's not a problem. These two countries up here. Yeah, I'm the only person there. In all these other countries that I'm in, I am winning, which is impressive work. Shall I open up another country? Again, that's possible. Okay, so we've got one LP left, one logistics point, so I
You have researched a new technology.
could open up another country. But it will need to cost less than 4 million computer technology dollars. These are actually, if we go to wealth, no. Cameroon. What's the green? The green is ease of use. I'm okay on that. Performance and prestige are where I'm at. If I should go to prestige, Sudan, that's expensive. Brazil, that's very expensive. Canada, ooh, that's expensive. What's we got here? Iraq, that's an interesting one. I could go into Iraq. Uzbekistan, that's a bit too expensive. Finland? Finland. There's a song, was there not, with that refrain? Probably. What have we got there? Cambodia. I could go there. That's nearly 1.5 million people. But I'm not sure I'm really competitive enough in those areas. Finland is 3 people. What else? Oh, Iraq was 2. Oh, I could go there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go to Iraq. 2.5 million. Done. Okay. That should hopefully bring in more punters into my shops or to my online. Do we have online sales yet in 1979? Probably not. Research, that's what we last heard, wasn't it? And what did we last hear mentioned? Done. The BIOS. Oh, yes. Right. Which is a motherboard thing. Oh, a new motherboard. Now, this is going to be impressive, isn't it? Right, so what motherboards do we have at the moment? We have the Mobo Sound. So if we copy this one and add in the BIOS. Right, now that immediately improves. If we take that out again, you can see there my quality and my feature comparison to my competitors. That improves that substantially. Adding the BIOS, but it also adds 20 extra production points also to the cost of the unit. Let's do that. So we'll call this one Mobo BIOS, or just Mobo BIOS. And we're going to assume we've got sound in every Mobo from here on in. So that's that done. So how does that compare? Great increase in features, quality, a nice bump up there. That's good. So we need to start including that in our computers, I think. So what have we got here? We've got the 79.1. We'll create a copy of this one. It's going to be our 79.2, our second model. We're racing ahead. We're developing and building, creating fabulous new computers every month of the year almost. Look at that! Iraq has added, at least 5, if not 7,000 computer technology dollars to my daily income. I like that a lot. Okay, the accessories here. It's going to be just the basic feature set there. The motherboard, that's that one there, is going to be the Mobo BIOS. Excellent. So let's create the prototype of that.
Your new computer model went into the testing phase.
Okay, and we'll see how that bumps up these figures. Interesting, the prestige you get from the Gamer Pro compared to the it must be the joystick and the gun controller thing that's doing that. Curious, isn't it? It's that. I mean, we're looking at the home computer market here, isn't it? It's the enthusiast, but I wouldn't have thought. I don't know. I don't know the detailed history of the computer business. Let's get that one off the market as well. Let's focus on really good stuff in our portfolio. Yes, I'm not sure sort of what time gamers got really involved in boosting computer sales and promoting their development and so on. But that's cool. Oh, look at I
One
love.
of your computer models became outdated.
Yes, I know, dear. I've already archived it. That's fine. Oh, hang on. Did these? Let's go away. These have moved, haven't they? I moved them around before, and they've gone back. So what happens if I do statistics and go back? No. I need to go into a different location.
Your new computer model is polished.
Okay, so if we're in there and then go back to the world map. They go back to where they were. Is that a good thing or not? I'm not sure. It could be. It could be, because the map is the map, and these are probably best placed, actually, considering where the map is. But obviously, as you move around the map, you might want to move them. Right. Oh, we've hit the end of the year. So we're in 1980. So let's just check what our feedback is in our latest computer model. Tell me. Yeah, we're a little bit behind the curve. Again, brutal data and IBM. Yeah. However, look, if you can just see at the very top of the screen there, my market percentage is now 23.29, where I was hovering around 21 to 22%. It's only 1%, but that makes money. Every percentage counts. That is impressive. That's my... Sorry, there appears to be an aeroplane or a motorbike going past, if you can hear that noise. Hopefully the microphone is ignoring it. Right, let's just get this one prepped for sale. We'll have to make it 2100, I think. Actually, let's make it 2150. And market that one. We'll come back and see how that sells in a second, but first off, of course, to round up the end of the year, let's have a look at our statistics and our budget. That's not too bad, considering we spent over 24.5 million computer technology dollars building a new site in South Korea. So a loss of under 20 isn't too bad. Yeah, so our income was 37.5. That's up on 35 plus last year. That's good. We're becoming more profitable. Engineering costs. Yeah, again, we added new hardware, new computers. They're all quite expensive to build. That's not bad, actually. I'm happy with that. So far this year, yeah, site upkeep is well underneath our income from our home computers. That's to be expected. This panel means nothing at this stage of the game until you add in all the other figures. Sales. Okay, so we had a slight dip last year, as we saw, but we're up slightly this year, which is splendid. Our customers. Venezuela again is the biggest chunk, but look how Iraq has pipped in there. It's popped into the pie chart at a third place. That's impressive. Yeah, and Germany, despite being a big country, we're not. I'm going to start ignoring Germany. I'm just getting hung up on the fact it's a big country in real life and it's just not buying my computers, and I'm getting cross. Okay, so what have we got here? Venezuela, that's one of mine. Myanmar, no. Romania, am I in Romania? I'm not. That's okay. I thought for some reason I'm in Bulgaria. I'm in one of those countries. I think, well, maybe I tried that without outside the recording off camera. And South Korea is in there. Okay, I think the end of last year I only had one country in the top sales brackets. That's cool. Market share. I'm still ahead. Just about. Oh, Big Computer are still closing the gap. But interestingly again, Brutal Data, who pip me in almost every other aspect of my in terms of the unique, the best features of my computers, all of them I lose out to Brutal Data, but they're not making the sales. So obviously I'm that much better at though I didn't actually touch marketing at all. I was about to before we got distracted by new developments. So even without me pushing the marketing buttons, I think that's a pricing thing, so I'm getting the pricing about right. But I do need to be wary of Big Computer. They're coming up there, as indeed are Datal Systems' steady improvement in performance. But I'm happy, I'm still ahead of the game. Preferences, ease of use is still the big thing. In that I should start comparing these. This graph doesn't tell me anything. Again, I'm not sure what this line chart is going to tell me, to be honest. Yeah, so there we are. And finally, I am now 25 years old and I'm still less than 0.2% likely to die. My character, that is, of course, in this year. Excellent. Right. So we will leave this off, but before we do, let's just check if I'm pricing my new computer correctly. I am. It's selling. Right, now that is good news, so I'm just going to save this game here. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this little exercise in trying to make and sell and make money out of computers. I'm really reasonably successful so far, but I dare say it's going to get more difficult as time goes on. But yeah, so if you've enjoyed this, do leave us a like. If you've got any ideas, suggestions, thoughts, critiques, even anything you want to say, just drop a note into the comments box below. And of course, if you haven't already done so, please do subscribe to the channel, and that way you should know whenever I upload another one of these or any of my other Let's Play videos. But from here in Computer Tycoon, from me, Ajaxpost, until the next time, bye bye for now.